guess what day it is? Huh? Anybody? Julie, hey, guess what day it is? Oh, come on, I know you can hear me. Mike. What day is it, Mike? Leslie, guess what today is?
It's hump day.
Woo-hoo!
What? Hump day, y'all. We made it, man. It's hump day.
About time.
We're selling it. I know, man. Tuesday, yesterday was so weird. I tell you what, if it wasn't for that live last night with Tribe, man, like Tuesday would have just sucked.
Now we're popping off.
Yeah, I know, right?
Hmm.
So what's going on, guys? Got Devout as always,
What's up, man?
and the main man, Green Thumb Prepper, guys.
Oh,
What's up?
what up, dude?
What's going on, man? It's one of the day one homies right here. I remember man, when all of us were nothing. We were just on YouTube making connections. You were one of the first people, man. Yep. And North Shore Preparedness is those late night lives.
Yep.
I mean, and then that's where I met you. And then I noticed you all over the community and everybody's chats, man. You remember us? You remember Native and Devout before we showed our faces?
Yep.
I remember it.
Yeah. Well, that's what happens when you're not working and it's the middle of winter in Canada, and yeah.
I feel you, man. I feel you, brother.
So why not take the time and build a community? Because that's really what this is, right? It's a great big community here. So
it sure is, man.
Yeah, you guys are all my people now. I've left the majority of my people in the real world. Most of them are sheep, and I just don't associate with them anymore. We're not on the same wavelength at all. And it's all about associating with the people that you have common grounds on important details, and that's you guys out there. All you guys, you're all my people. So
rock on, man. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Let's see what we got in the house real quick. We're gonna get into some discussion, guys. Ask GTP to come on, man. He's up there. He's up there with the revolution. I just want to get his take on it. It's from a man on the ground, right? Fish Sticks, what's up, brother? Good morning.
What's up, Fish Sticks?
Milkmaid.
What's up, Milk?
Lady Smith in the house, chilling.
Hello.
Tammy. Virginia Roots, what's going on?
Roots.
Man, Roots was blowing my mind last night, man. That lady's so deep. You can tell, man, she studies some stuff. Kim, good morning. Roots, Rocks, and Feathers in the house. Ohio in the house. Nikki, Candle, Southern Fried. Hoot Owl, my brother. Full Monty. Cherry, Grumpy Acres. Mama Red, chilling. Chad's jumping on me. All right, guys. Well, I won't hold y'all's time up too much. We're going to just get into it and have a good discussion. Of course, we all know about the Freedom Convoy. We've been talking about it for 19 days ever since it started. It's always been my belief that what's going on across our northern border with our neighbors, with our brothers and sisters like GTP, man, that's more important to me than what's going on Ukraine's border. So I've really kind of been following it and taking notes of how they're reacting and watching y'all's government. Like, he wouldn't even talk to the Freedom Convoy. That's what, to me, I was like, there's some shady stuff going on. Like, he doesn't care. He's just going to try to use this. And from the very beginning, the way he characterized everybody is just hateful, as just trying to make y'all with the Nazis and the Confederate flags. I mean, that was stupid. Why in the world would anyone fly a Confederate flag in Canada? That just didn't make sense.
Right? Yeah.
I mean, the way they've attacked you guys, but all the footage I see from actual people, it's a love fest up there, man. It's the most peaceful revolution I've ever seen in my life. And
it's a block party. It's literally a block party until about midnight every day. Fires up about 7 a.m. and it runs till about midnight every day. It's nothing but love and hugs and hope and peace and that's the reason why this is working, and this is the reason why this has become a global movement. I saw a protest in Paris 2 days ago that was happening, right? A convoy, and they were chanting Canada in Paris, right? Yeah. And this is working because of how we're doing this. If we came in guns blazing, how far would this have taken us? It wouldn't have, right? We would have been shut down. We would have been labeled. Everything, all that bad stuff. But because of how this is being played out, this is why it's working. This is why this movement has been taken up across the world, right? And everybody knows Canada. We're all happy people. I'm sorry, you know what I'm saying, right? So I got to clear some things up here because some of you who don't watch the live streams and see what's really happening and you hear what's happening on the media, what we're doing right now is completely peaceful. There's zero violence happening out there. What you guys are hearing on the news, all this negativity and aggression and violence, that's not caused by these freedom fighters out there. Trudeau gave $45 million to a group called Anti-Hate. Anti-Hate funds groups like TIFAs. So what's happening is, like on the weekend, they were funded. The cops shut down, put barricades on highways, and they shuttled in a bunch of those people in buses. They gave them a clear shot, and they parked and took up one of the major streets in the downtown core. Our government is literally paying hate groups to come after what's happening with all of our amazing hero freedom fighters downtown right now, right? The government is going against us.
Right.
Our chief of police, Stoley, just
that.
resigned. 2 days ago, just resigned. The chief of police. What does that tell you? When the chief of police...
He don't want no part of it.
He doesn't want any part of it anymore. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So
good.
Man, I can't believe they're busting in Antifa. So have there been major counter protests against the Freedom Convoy yet?
Nothing major. I mean, they're setting stuff up, but I think they're having trouble drawing major crowds. Sure, they can bring in a couple hundred people, but when you have thousands upon thousands of us downtown, their 100 or 200 really make very little difference. But what they're doing now is they're doxing business owners. They a week and a half ago, they went to an apartment building downtown, a couple of them at nighttime with hoodies on, and they set the lobby of the apartment building on fire. And then they were literally caught in the process of trying to lock and chain the front doors of the building shut. And they were stopped by civilians while the lobby is on fire.
Yeah.
They tried to burn everybody down in that building.
They're still doing that. They're doing that up there with y'all.
Yeah. So luckily someone was in the building. They came down, they grabbed the fire extinguisher, they put the fire out in the lobby. And these guys took off, but they were literally in the process of trying to like chain or wire up the front door so people couldn't get out.
Yeah. That's murder.
Yeah. So I got some information because everybody, you know, at the speed of media and with what's happening, there's a lot of lies out there. So I thought I'd come on and clarify some things.
Absolutely, man.
So this Emergencies Act that it got instilled by Trudeau, it's not installed yet. They're running with it. They're saying it has been. It's not. What has to happen is he essentially said, we're doing this, and told everybody it's happening. He has 7 days, parliamentary sitting days, right? It has to go through the Senate and the House, and they both have to ratify and agree for this to happen. The Senate is not sitting right now. Okay? This is not enacted yet. They're telling everybody it is. They're telling everybody it's a go. It's not a go. It's another smoke screen. It's another fear tactic. It's not legal yet. There's a governmental process that has to happen for this to go into place.
So Senate's got to come in and vote on it?
Yeah, as well as the House of Commons. And the Senate isn't sitting right now. So this week. So I don't know if those days are counted as well or if they're not, but he has a total of 7 parliamentary sitting days for this to get passed through. He'll be backed up by the NDP. The Trudeau will be backed up by the NDP. The Conservatives, I would say 95% of them, this is going to be a no-go. Bloc Québécois, that's going to be a definite no-go. The Green Party, I don't know. PEI, Alberta, Manitoba, I think Saskatchewan, none of them want this to happen in their provinces. And so essentially, if this goes through, it's pretty much going to be a martial law situation up here,
Right.
essentially. I mean,
Yeah.
he has the authority to bring in the military if this goes through. They're essentially removing all of our rights, our ability for movement. They can detain us. They can do all of the things that you essentially hear in a martial law situation. And so the Emergencies Act used to be called the War Measures Act. The War Measures Act, when they instituted it, it took away all of your constitutional rights. So
Right.
they revamped it to call it the Emergency Measures Act, which grants us our constitutional rights, which Trudeau has already taken away from us for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Right?
Cover
So,
the mandates.
right. So he's going to part and parcel that together and essentially try to strip everybody of their mobility rights, our banking rights. They're closing down banks. You've probably heard everybody say, take your money out of your bank account.
Yeah.
People are literally emptying their bank accounts right now. There's going to be, if this goes through, there could be a run on the banks.
Oh my God, this is
Yeah,
crazy.
right.
Right?
I mean, were you in the chat last night when Hudson Valley was talking about that? Talking about the cyber attacks on banks. He said he's going to cover it tonight in his live stream. I'm going to be there, but he was telling people, take money out of the bank. What you just said, man.
Yeah.
This is crazy. Like what's going on there with you guys and the way our government has just been telling Trudeau, use your federal powers or basically telling him to be a freaking tyrant.
That's right.
It's ridiculous.
So for this to go through, there's three things that have to be met in order for this to be considered legitimate to be able to move forward. None of those three things that are required are in play right now. This was essentially set up so that if Canada was at war, we could enact this in order to protect the country, right? So we could move the military out and do the things we need to do to literally protect the country. None of those are happening, right? The Coots border thing was shut down, so that's wide open now. So we have protests in various cities. Ottawa's obviously the biggest one.
Right.
All the roads are open except for Wellington. All of the emergency lanes are open. All the traffic is free flowing. All the businesses that want to be open can be open. So with him trying to institute this, he's literally going to try and say that he has to do this to protect the country and the economy of the country. But with the Coots border open now, there's no more economic impact for businesses, right? The truckers are able to move back and cross the border with all the car parts and the chips and the food and all of that. So that is completely fraudulent now. So that takes that whole economic factor right out of that.
Wow.
And the protest that's happening right downtown Ottawa, the reason they're still there is we are protected under the Constitution because it's a peaceful protest.
Right.
Peaceful. That's the operative word right now.
Mm-hmm.
There's no violence. There's no threats of violence. It's literally a block party, guys. They're serving food every 20 feet. Like, you can't walk down that road and not be hungry by the time you get to the other end and you've met 500 new friends.
Right.
That's what it's like there.
Yeah.
Right? So they're calling it an insurrection. They're calling it an occupation.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
If it really was all those things, do you think all those truckers would still be there?
If you think it was a thing, don't you think CNN would be blasting it 24/7,
right?
or everyone else? That's the reason
Yeah.
why I don't believe that. And Trudeau's, I don't really care about him calling it. Well, I mean, I do, but I mean, the main thing is when he said y'all have undesired opinions, or ever he said it, you just have the wrong thing, basically.
That's right. It's
I was
wrong
like,
thing.
wrong
Yeah.
thing. And
And what
yeah.
you said, like, I didn't realize you said like there was always lanes open on the roads.
Emergency
where the
lanes and
truckers
stuff.
were. I mean,
Yeah.
they've always portrayed it as though just everything's just shut down, nothing's coming in and out.
Right.
Yeah.
So I didn't know that.
And that's the way the media is portraying it, because you pretty much have two sets of people in Canada now. You have people who strictly watch mainstream legacy media like this, right?
Mhm.
And
Right.
don't listen to anything else, nor will they research this or jump on a live stream or anything. It's strictly 5 o'clock and 6 o'clock news and scary stuff happening downtown, and roads are closed and ambulances can't get through, and fire trucks are stuck. When these organizers came into Ottawa, they came in with a plan to make sure that the roads were open, that emergency vehicles can still move, because we have the support of the population of Canada. We have, I would say, 70% of Canada right now supports this convoy in a roundabout positive manner,
Okay.
right? But you have the people who strictly follow mainstream media, which is terrifying these people. And if that's the only place they get their information from, it's unfortunate that they're going to have a negative view of this because they refuse to look elsewhere. All you have to do is jump on one of the 100 live streams that's happening a day to see that the roads are open and it's happy and positive. Crime is down like 90% in the city.
That's funny. Yeah.
Wow.
Right? Like,
man,
the
so I
truck,
was going to ask you. That's one thing I wanted to ask you is what percentage of the population is supportive of you guys? So 70%, man. That's
I would say, because I mean, when you saw the convoys rolling into the city, every bridge, every off ramp, every side of the highway was just people cheering, right?
right.
People are coming out in droves to donate food. Like, you may have heard, oh, we're stealing food from the homeless and from soup kitchens.
Yeah.
There is so much food downtown right now. They have supplied every soup kitchen, every mission, every homeless shelter with so much food that those places can't accept any more food. And now the organizers are literally going to the outskirts of Ottawa to donate food there.
That's what I'm talking about, man.
Overflowing with food. Yeah.
They are taking care of that city. You may have heard about the memorial where the barricades were ripped down.
Right.
Oh yeah, y'all put a flag on the thing or something, defaced it.
Yeah,
with a flag.
Terry Fox, right? You guys know who Terry Fox is? Walking across Canada. So that was in the 80s, I think it was.
Is he like a Marco Polo dude? Like he walked across it and explored it, or?
No, he had cancer, and so he walked across Canada to bring knowledge about cancer and to bring up the knowledge, and he made it almost all the way across Canada before he died. He's like a Canadian hero.
Right.
And there's a statue of him, and they said he was defaced. They put a flag on him, and they put flowers on him.
Right.
I think I had flowers.
I think we showed a video here one morning of the protesters cleaning off his statue after they were done.
He's polished.
Like,
he's cleaner now than the day he was when his statue was put up.
There you go.
Right?
I believe it 100%, man.
And the flag was upside down to show distress.
That's to show distress. Yeah.
Exactly.
And then we've got the war memorial downtown. The city put barricades up. So you know who took those barricades down? Veterans. Do you know that statue now has a 24-hour-a-day guard by veterans? Real Canadian veterans.
Wow.
Nice.
Right?
That's what's up, man.
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about.
So
watching you guys come together, man, has been amazing up there. And all right, so with the Emergencies Act, you said it's going to be basically martial law if it goes through. All right, just if it goes through, what's going to be Trudeau's next step? If he can get that Emergencies Act enacted and declare you guys domestic terrorists, what's his next step? Because it looks like y'all ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
My opinion, Fantastic Freddy downtown. Not far from me, there's a town called Peterborough. There's a firearm manufacturer in Peterborough, and they had 2,000 pew-pews in the back of a tractor trailer. There's video footage of a blue car going from lot to lot to lot. They found the tractor trailer. They stole it. They don't know where it went, which is pretty much bullcrap because all of these new tractor trailers have GPS trackers.
I was fit to say low jack.
Right?
That's like, yeah.
Right? Yeah,
Right.
that's the society we live in now, where I mean everything is hooked up to satellites. So, and then the thing in Coots, they found, you may have seen it with a whole table full of those things, said they confiscated and all of that. That was a Fantastic Freddy. And then there was a Fantastic Freddy bomb threat there. That's how they cleared out Coots. And now they're one of the people who work with the organizers of the freedom fighters downtown is the ex lead sniper for Trudeau on his security detail. So, I mean, this guy is juiced in. He's got contacts everywhere.
Right.
He has now quit his position and he's working with our convoy organizers.
That's what's up.
He put out a media blast a couple of days ago saying that there is credible intel coming in that there's going to be a Fantastic Freddy downtown and they're going to find a bunch of pew-pews downtown.
So they stole. So these were stolen, 2,000 of them, and no one knows where they are now. And now you're getting intel that once this goes through, once the Emergency Act goes through, you know, that there's going to be a Fantastic Freddy, a false, you know, just for those in chat who might not know.
I was about to ask.
And Devout, because he.
Yeah, I'm retarded. Yeah, I'm sorry.
And so, yeah, I could see them doing that to give them an excuse to go in and say, we got to stop this. There's violence and firearms now.
And that's all they'll need. That's it. That'll be the play. And then that's all they're going to need. And then they will just start pulling those trucks out. So how this works with this Emergency Measures Act is the media and everybody's saying it's gone through and it's happening. It's not gone through. It has to go through Parliament. The Senate and the House both have to agree to it. They both have to check it off. So it has to have they have 7 parliamentary sitting days for this to get voted on by the House and the Senate. The Senate is not sitting right now. So this technically is not in play yet. If it goes into play, things go sideways up here really fast. Not only do we have this whole martial law thing that Trudeau is going to install, they can shut down bank accounts. They can just literally just shut your bank account.
I hate that stuff. I don't care what you've done. Like,
without a warrant.
leave my money alone, man. Like,
Without a warrant, right? They can literally just call your bank and say, "Yep, shut down the bank account." Done. They're shutting off the insurance for all these truck drivers. They're going to confiscate their trucks. Maybe not get them back. Like this belongs to the government now, and you don't get it back anymore. They're going to put these guys in jail. They're talking $100,000 and maybe a year in jail.
Wow.
And what's the crime? Occupation, insurrection?
Yeah, something stupid, right? They're going to make up some baloney charge under this whole thing, and they want nothing better. Trudeau wants nothing better than to squash us under his boot heel like a cockroach. But right now he can't, because this is a non-violent protest. We are protected under our charter to have peaceful protest. That's why they're still there, right? Yeah. If this gets violent, they can use that against us, because then it turns violent.
Yeah.
Right.
So even if they don't pass the act and then they do a Fantastic Freddy, then would they go back towards the act, say, look, we need this act now? Would they vote again on it if it didn't pass the first time?
I would expect so. Yeah.
Quick question. Have you I trust you and everything, but have you seen any of this, or have you been a part of it? any?
Well, I grew up in Ottawa. I lived there
Okay.
43 years. That's my hometown. Like when they're
Okay.
walking around, I can point out the buildings and tell you who owns the buildings, right?
Yeah.
I can't get there right now because I broke a wheel stud off my car, put my winter tires on, and it's a $500 repair, and I can't drive my car 4 hours down a 400 series highway with a blown stud because I'd have to take my kids with me, and I just don't want that safety.
I was just saying, like, is it like widespread where it came across your neighborhood, or have you seen anybody?
No,
I don't know. I can't. I'm assuming you're out in the sticks, maybe. But
well, I'm 4 hours from Ottawa right now, where I'm living.
okay.
So, but I've got friends in town. I've got other people who aren't part of our community who go down to the protests on a regular basis, and he's like, dude, I don't even know what they're saying on the news because I'm going down there, and none of what they're saying on the news is really happening.
Right.
On top of that, because I'm not working right now, I'm sitting around the house. My whole day is literally watching live streams of all the people, because there's live streamers who just spend all day, 10, 12 hours walking around, just live streaming the whole thing, one solid stream. So if all of this
thing happen, yeah,
I would see it. I would have seen it. And on top of that, all it would take is one little tiny clip of one bad thing happening, and it would be splashed across every media station globally.
Yeah, it'd be January 6th in Canada.
It would be.
And you know, other people are watching them streams, waiting for something to happen so they can record it. Like
that's right. That's right. And you know, so little has actually happened that they can't even do like edit bit pieces to try and chop it together to make it look bad. So, you know, I'm in contact with some of my people down in Ottawa, and they're like, Ottawa's never been safer right now. The crime in Ottawa it's so low that the cops might as well just not come into work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
hey,
you sat there to 12.
Grumpy Acres has a question, man. He said, will Canadians stay polite when and if that happens? Talking about
or should they?
That's a hard one. I know that there are definitely people out there who want to or will escalate this. If the government side escalates things, there will definitely be people who want to escalate this because they feel that it's their responsibility to fight back against tyranny.
Right.
I completely appreciate what they're saying. I think it depends on how the government goes about implementing this and how they push their measures. If they My alarm just went off. We back?
Yeah, you good.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Oh, hang on. Can you guys hear me okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, I have no audio. Why do I have no audio?
We hear you.
Can't hear us.
Can't
Can't
hear
hear us. Okay, he
What's
can't
going
hear
on
us.
We can hear you, brother. Uh-oh. Getting
They
hacked.
took him off. They took him off, man.
Cyber attack
There we go.
right here on the
No,
reload.
sorry guys. That was just my alarm to wake my kids up, and it shut off
Good.
my mic.
Good,
You said
brother.
laser on him.
Yeah. What's that red dot on my chest?
Yeah, right.
Sniper in the window.
Man,
Right.
This is nuts, though, man. It's great. So
Yeah.
Here's the thing. This is why I think this is so important. It's because you were talking about the other convoys that are being sparked all over the world because of what's going on right here in Canada with you guys. You said you got 70% of the population. The government there, Trudeau's obviously scared about what's happening there. He's trying to do everything he can to squash it. He wouldn't even meet with them. All he had to do was lift the mandates, and all this would be over. You know,
and just for clarification, the mandates that they want dropped are the federal mandates. I can't leave my country, people. I'm literally confined in my country. I can't get on a bus, a train, or a plane to leave my country right now. It says on my passport, right on the front page of my passport, that I have free travel.
Yeah.
I can't.
And you have a constitutional right for that too, I think.
Absolutely. It's protected under my charter.
Yeah.
So Trudeau's rating right now is less than 20%.
Dang, he's lowering Biden.
Lower than Biden. We have
Right.
we have Liberal Party members who are coming out against Trudeau, and I'm surprised that those people have not had their careers destroyed already, because that's how Trudeau works. If you go against him, he just literally just destroys you. He destroys your career. He destroys your social media. He destroys everything. That's how he works. He's a tyrant with a smile on his face and sparkly socks on his feet.
Yeah.
So traditionally, when someone in his position has less than 20% rating, they call an election. And don't forget, Trudeau has a minority government. He only won with 20% of the vote, right? So he does not have a majority government, but he's backed up by the NDP because they, Jagmeet Singh has his nose right up Trudeau's chocolate starfish. So
Right.
Trudeau's losing power. He's losing his voter base, because when this all started, they were pushing this as some sort of occupation, but now regular Joe Blow people are like, I need to go down there myself, and I need to see, because I'm hearing two polar opposite stories of what's happening. So mom and pops and grandmas bringing their kids are going down to the protest, and they're like, this is absolutely nothing like what mainstream media is telling us. Nothing. Right. It's night and day. It's polar opposites. So those people are like, well, if he's lying to us about that, what else is he lying to us about? So people are literally like vacating the Liberal Party. Now you have your your diehard liberals. They're just confused. It's not really their fault, They're just lied to constantly. But he's losing power. He's losing authority. And what's even worse is he's getting up on the mic and he's spewing hateful rhetoric. He's literally getting up on the mic and calling people racists and misogynists, and he's using the T word on these people. And
right,
and so when these people who watch this hear him say this, and then they see what's really happening, these people are getting mad. Average Joe Blow citizens are like, my government is straight up lying to me right now. Straight
black
up,
and mouth.
Right? And this is coming from the guy who's painted his face black more times than he can remember, and he's admitted that. He's admitted it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he is half Cuban, so I mean.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Just to because Scott, I have to know. I think where this is going. I think we all want to know, because we're all behind you guys 100%, and it feels like it feels like because we Americans say this all the time, we're the symbol of freedom. Right now, Canada is.
Yes.
What you guys are doing. I mean, 100%. It really feels that way, and I think the rest of the world, there's freaking freedom convoys in Israel going on right now, and in France.
All over the world. Over the world. Apparently, there was like 100 Mexicans in a protest in like Chihuahua, Mexico, and they all had Canadian flags on their tractors and their cars in like Chihuahua, Mexico.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
that's crazy.
We're leading by example, and the reason this is working is because we're not going in guns blazing. We're not going in violent, right? They're looking for a reason to shut this down. And if things get violent, they have that reason. So as long as it's hugs and high fives and happiness and cheering, everybody else is able to follow that, because as soon as it turns violent, there's going to be people who support us now who won't if it gets violent.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. Absolutely. Housewives, people with kids, right? Teachers, all that sort of stuff. So as long as we keep this positive, friendly, law-abiding, because all this protest is completely legal. We are protected under our charter. So just to think about that, right? We're in our 4th week right now. If this was an illegal occupation, like they're calling it, because they're calling it an occupation, if this was illegal, would all those trucks still be there?
No,
they wouldn't be.
No.
Would the kitchens still be there? They wouldn't be, right? They would all be forcefully removed. Every driver would be pulled out of their truck. A heavy wrecker would come in, and they would tow every single one of those trucks, even if it took 4 hours per truck, so they could cage the brakes and and drop the drive shaft so they could move them. The reason all those truckers are still there is because it's legal and we're protected under our charter because it's a peaceful protest.
Absolutely. So, I mean, you were mentioning Antifa earlier being busted in, which is crazy, man, because that's something we deal with. So now they're busting up there to y'all, which to me shows collusion between different governments of our countries, man. It's ridiculous.
Definitely. Yep, definitely.
1A, 2A wanted to know, so when Antifa comes in and attacks men and women and children, will Canadians fight? But you just said it's a slippery slope. It's not the government, it's Antifa. And then, they have CBC. They're gonna back up Antifa just like they did here in our riots in 2020.
Yeah.
So
right.
what I mean, gosh, man, it's such a slippery slope, but
it depends on the word fight, right? Like, is it going to come to blows physically? That depends. I mean, up here in Canada, we have a legal right to defend our personal security.
right.
So if I'm downtown protesting with a Canada flag on my back and some Antifa trash attacks me physically, I'm going to beat his ass down in the middle of the street. And there's going to be 100 people videotaping it. And it's going to be clear as day. I was attacked and I defended my person. If I have to fight that out in court, I will do so.
There you go.
But you guys know the way Tifa works. It's just a lot of it. Now we haven't had any real issues. Like I was saying before this all started, two guys went to an apartment building downtown, all dressed in black with backpacks on and hoodies on. They set a lobby of an apartment building on fire, and they were caught in the process trying to literally lock the front doors of the building shut so the building would burn and everybody would burn inside of it.
Murder.
That was like a week and a half ago. One of the people who lived in the building came out, smelled the smoke or whatever, and grabbed the fire extinguisher, put the fire out, and then other people caught the two idiots trying to barricade that front door shut. And luckily, those guys took off, and they were able to get that door open and prevent the whole thing from getting way, way worse. Now, if things start to happen up here, like in Kenosha, I honestly don't know how that will play out. I know that Tifa has very little support up here, not like you guys down there.
Yeah.
But how that will play out, I don't know. I really don't. We are really nice people up here, but we're pissed off now. Right?
Absolutely, brother.
So,
amen.
Now, the good thing is a lot of the time when these Tifas and protesters show up, the cops show up. And they usually put a barricade of cops down the center of the road, and the Tifas all stay on one side, and the anti-protesters stay on the other, and we kind of stay on our side, and they yell shit across the road at us. You want to do that? It's just words. You want to have your stupid little sign? Have your little sign. You have a right to your expression too. That's what this is all about. It's freedom of speech. You want to do your thing, you do your thing. If this expands into something more drastic,
I was just letting them know.
if this expands into something more drastic, I don't know how that's going to play out, because they won't be able to pin this on our protesters, right? It's pretty easy usually to define what these Tifa crap look like, as opposed to what the Patriots look like, because they're wrapped in Canadian flags.
Yeah, man, I feel you 100%. I don't think our government realized how much support just the average people in America and average people all over the world were going to support the average people in Canada and stand with y'all. And I think they're afraid, hey, what if all the free peoples in our countries, stand up against their governments collectively and collude with each other? I think they're really scared. I don't think they thought something like this was going to happen. I mean, y'all raised over $20 million. They took $9 million from GoFundMe, and then I think it was all the way back up to $8 million on Give Send Go before giving Bitcoin. I mean, that's support right there.
And what happened to that one? Did the government seize it? The second one.
Give Send Go. The government put out some sort of court injunction to block it, And then on top of that, someone hacked into Give Send Go, and they are now doxing all the donors. They're doxing all of them. So businesses, you know, they're what are they going to do? They're doxing Elon Musk. Then he gives a shit, right?
Yeah.
But
local people, I
they're
guess.
trying to provoke the truckers to get the truckers fed up to react in an aggressive way. I get the feeling that's the powers that be doing. No matter what happens, these truckers are not going to get violent. Full stop. That's not going to happen.
I believe that.
Because the second we do that, we lose the support. The second we do that, the cops come in with rubber bullets and tear gas. We know that. They know that. The government ordered 36,000 canisters of tear gas a year ago.
Dang.
We have them here. They're in the city, right? So when you see some of these cops walking around, they're walking around with their tear gas mask in the bag, hanging on their hip. They have them. And we all know that the government wants nothing more than to see that happen. So that's why all these protesters are like, we're not getting violent. I mean, even the organizers are saying, if you're going to get arrested, just get arrested. Don't fight. Don't argue. Just hands out. Put the bracelets on me. Let's do this. I'm not fighting, and I'll see you in court. And that's literally the widespread message. And that's why, like, there are cops quitting on a daily basis right now. There's RCMP members quitting on a daily basis. So RCMP, guys, is Canada's police force. They're countrywide. They're the ones that wear the fancy red outfits, right? And the big fuzzy hats. That's RCMP. And they're Canada-wide. I don't know what that would equate to for you guys in the US, but and then we have OPP here in Ontario, which is Ontario Provincial Police. And then we have our Ottawa Provincial Police. And we have guys quitting left, right, and center because they know what they're being pushed to do is not acceptable. We had our chief of police in Ottawa, Stoley. He quit yesterday. He resigned. The chief of police. When the chief of police quits in the city where all of this is being held, what is that?
That's a big sign, man.
Now,
Either he's a patriot and he don't want a part of it and he wants to be with y'all, you know, or he knows what's coming and he just don't want to be a part of it.
That's right.
That's crazy.
My concern is who is going to be installed now as the chief of police.
Yeah.
Right? When you look at it that way.
That's the other side of it.
There's the other side. Or was Stoley told, you're going to quit.
Step down. Yeah.
We're going to take care of you in another position. We'll give you some government position, or you're paid for life, or however it works with Trudeau and his absolute corrupt government. And who are they going to instill? Are they going to instill like a serious ball breaker? Are they going to instill a chief of police who is willing to violate constitutional law and tell his officers, you're going to do this?
Yeah.
If you don't,
or God, just to take over for now until it's over, and then put somebody else back in, or let him come back.
Absolutely, yeah. Oh, I don't want to do this anymore, but Stoley can come back in now, right? So there's a lot of stuff at play here. There's so many moving parts that even though I follow this, probably about 18 hours a day is my active life on this right now. Like, not even joking. Like, my day starts when you do your show in the morning, Native. I'm still lying in bed and I'm literally holding my phone beside my head talking to you guys like this, right? My alarm goes off at 7 to wake up my kids. My alarm just went off. I got to go wake my kids up in a second. And then the rest of my day is literally live streams and talking to people and following what the protest organizers are saying and sharing stuff out because I can't be there. So I'm doing as much keyboard warrior stuff as I can from here.
Right.
And that's essentially that, and packing my day and packing up my house is essentially how I'm spending my days right now. So I'm trying to be as involved as I can. And it's also important because my family, all of my family is where this is happening right now. And I'm 4 hours away. So I need to keep track of what's happening there because I got to keep my family involved in this because they don't watch the live streams. They watch the 5 and 6 o'clock news.
Right.
But my family's awake, right? They're not sleeping. So if I call my family and I say, I think it's time maybe you packed up the van and you left the city for a little bit. They're going to pack up the van and they're going to leave the city for a little bit. So I have people back home I'm looking out for as well, right? So
I hear you. And
Gotcha.
you're telling us you're going to be soon right in the middle of the Lions Den in Ottawa?
yeah, and in less than a month. Less than a month I'll be there. Yeah.
You're going to be right
So
there, man.
maybe in less than a month you're going to be following Green Thumb Preppers live stream walking around downtown.
I know I will be. Absolutely, man. Guys, I've been seeing Mods Candle and everyone's been dropping GTP's link to his channel.
Oh, you guys are awesome. Thank you.
Man, sub up to this guy. I remember before you started your channel, and then when you did start your channel, I've heard you say this a couple of times. You started a YouTube channel because you wanted to teach people how to grow good food. And that's exactly what you do, man. I love your stuff. I mean, if I have questions on things, there's videos I've watched of yours, and then I would go back and watch them to make sure I was doing it right. You know, so and some of your experience that you share, man, like your aquaponics and stuff, mind blowing, next level growing stuff.
Nice.
That's literally it. Like I've been gardening now. So I've been landscaping since I was 17. I'm an arborist as well, so I have the extra knowledge of how plants grow and hormonal changes and how you can train plants and like the whole biology of that sort of system from that.
What's an
Plus,
arbustress?
Right? Climbing trees, yeah.
Oh, that's what it is. That's what I'm saying. What's an arbustress? Or
An arborist? Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, the guys climbing trees with chainsaws and ropes. That's
okay.
Yeah, as well as being a truck driver. So I've always been about growing healthy food. I've been gardening like my own personal gardens now for I don't even know how long. And so I was trying to teach my friends before I had a channel how to do the same, right? And so they're all like, you got to start a channel. You got to start a channel. So that's what my channel was initially based on is teaching people how to grow healthy organic food, because I feed my kids that, and I want to teach people how they can do that for their kids, because it's all about, you know, like I teach my kids, your body is like a race car, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you put garbage fuel in a race car, that thing's going to run like crap.
Right.
You put high-end gas in that race car, it's going to win races. And I equate healthy organic food to that high-end fuel in your race car.
Nice.
You know, so
absolutely, man.
And that's the whole concept. I mean, I throw some preparedness stuff in there. You know, I teach you guys how to grow cannabis too, if you're interested, if you're into that kind of thing. It's not everybody's bag. I totally get that. I grow huge trees.
No brag. Just say it.
Yeah.
Just fact.
Yeah.
And when I said I go back and watch your videos, those included, because it's fascinating to watch someone who can legally do that and take it from seed. You and Hutch, man, I love watching y'all grow your stuff because there's so much love and care in the way that you do it, and it shows at the end, man. On harvest time, my mouth be watered. Yeah.
I mean that Northern Lights plant I grew last year, beside the massive amount of bud mold that I lost, that plant was at least a 10-pound plant.
Dang.
10 pounds.
Damn.
I threw out multiple 5-gallon buckets of bud with mold in it. Multiple 5-gallon buckets, and that was just the trash.
Did you shed a tear?
Plant.
Just one tear. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's
just one plant. So we're allowed 4 plants up here per household legally.
Well, you're making 10 pounds. Yeah, no, that's pretty good.
So every year you can grow 4 plants to.
I can grow 4 plants at one time on my household. So if I did an indoor system, I could do 4. When that run is done, I could just start another 4.
Okay.
When that run's done.
You can only have 4 at one time.
Gotcha.
4 at one time.
Gotcha.
Devout, man, why you keep threatening us with your knife, man?
Well, I'm just ready, man. This stuff's got me heated. I would just start shooting. I'm sorry. I'm proud of you guys.
Would, man. You would ruin the whole thing.
I would. That's why I'm not there.
These are fantastic.
So I'm not there.
Oh man.
Can you guys give me 1 second to go wake my kids up?
Go ahead, brother. I'm gonna do the whole Castro thing with Trudeau while you gone.
Absolutely.
All
yeah,
right.
mini Castro.
There you go. All right, guys. So I saw some of y'all in the chat talking about this, and I've been hearing it too, man. And at first I thought it was just people trolling Trudeau until I actually went and found the pictures of Trudeau next to Castro and found out the history. Well, let me show you guys. So
Spot
do they
on.
not look freaking identical?
Yeah, all the way
Holy
down.
crap, man. Like everywhere. And it's like he's been trolling us the whole time, showing everybody, yeah, Castro's my dad. So I mean, apparently his mom was a swinger back in the day and she spent time in Cuba, and there's a picture of her with Trudeau. And 8.5 months later with Trudeau, with Castro, and then 8.5 months later, Trudeau pops out. All right. And so this is his dad. Look, this is supposed to be Trudeau's dad, right? Now you saw a picture of him next to Castro. There's no way this is his real biological father, man. I mean, come on. I just had to put it out there. You know, down with Trudeau.
There's his mom with Castro.
Oh, there's the picture. Yeah, look how intimate they are together. Like,
Yeah, come on, man.
she knows him well. Like,
Yeah,
right.
come on, man.
Anyway, well, hey, man, I gotta get my kids up to school and get them there. But thank you for coming on with me, brother. I really wanted to talk with you about this stuff because in chat we would see each other in other people's chats, and I would kind of ask you how things are going. But shoot, man, I'd like to stay in touch on this thing and maybe have you on again. But
you name the time. Name the time and place, and I'll come back. I mean, I admit it, guys. I'm on my third coffee. I got up 2 hours earlier than normal to be on this show.
Appreciate it.
I love you. Right?
Yeah, man. No doubt.
But you know, anytime you guys want me to come on, we can do a weekly update or whatever you want to do. I'm open. You know, it's not like I'm doing anything else. I'm just packing the house and keeping up to date on this. So, you know, anytime you want me to come on, I've had a great time this morning. So
absolutely, man. And we're also going to look forward to when you get out there in Ottawa, man. I'm going to be looking forward to your videos because you're going to be right there in the hornet's nest.
You bet.
So yeah,
and I'm going to be pumping out garden videos soon, guys. I'm starting onion seeds. I've got soil defrosting right now because obviously, you know, I live where the air hurts my skin up here, and I have 3 feet of snow in my yard. But it's time to start the onions. So I'm going to be cranking out garden videos. I'm going to start my cannabis videos. That's all going to be winding up in the next week or two. And I'm locking down about 1,600 square feet of garden space in a community garden. So you guys are going to be able to watch me set that up. And I'm going to have grow guides set up for pretty much every vegetable you guys are going to want to grow. I'm going to do a standalone garden guide. So if you guys want to, you guys want to learn and grow and do your stuff, just follow along. And I'm going in depth into fertilizers and growing techniques and what you're going to need and all that good stuff. So
Native, did you just get blackmailed like live?
I know, right? You see me go all blurry?
Yeah, man. Like, they just censored you.
It won't go away. But yeah, hey man, I want to have you on just to talk gardening on the show one morning.
I got some questions too. Yeah.
Like you said, man, growing season is around the corner. I'm gonna have questions. Right. I'm trying to turn my black thumb into a green thumb. It's kind of brown now. It's not as black as it was. So
one thing I gotta say before we take off too, guys, is it's onion starting season. Start your onions, and how it works is they're either long day or short day onions. So take North Carolina. Draw a line clear across the U.S., right? Okay. If you're above that line, it's long day onions. If you're below that line, they're short day onions. It's onion starting season. It's right now. So
what's the difference between the days?
What's that?
What's the difference between the days, the long day and short day?
Because they need daylight hours, right? To fully mature. So up north here, they've got to be long day or the bulbs won't develop properly. So if I grew short day onions up here, my onions would not develop properly by the end of the season and vice versa.
You can get two separate types of onions or two different types of onions. Gotcha.
Exactly. Yeah. Like all your onions are going to break down to either long day or short day onions. So North Carolina, draw a line across the U.S., long day onions above it and short day onions below it. So
Gotcha, bro.
start your
All right.
seeds, plant them thick
Do it.
like grass in potting soil. Put a couple hundred seeds in, you know, a little tray like that, and let it grow like grass. That's what you want.
Nice. I'm on it, man. I'm gonna show you. You're gonna be proud of me, GTP.
You
All
got
right,
this.
man, go to his channel if you have questions. GTP is one of the realest dudes I know. I'm not just saying that. Like, I've known him. He's a day one homie, man, and he'll answer your questions. He lives to answer questions and help people grow good food. I've seen him do it in chat.
Absolutely.
I've seen people ask a question and someone say, "Ask GTP," and I would watch it live in the chat, and GTP is going in teaching people how to do stuff, man. So he will help you.
My email's on my channel, guys. It's greenthumbprepperinfo@gmail.com. Don't hesitate to message me. And if I don't have your answer, I will personally research your answer and get your answer to you. If it's helping you grow food, especially if you got kids, this summer coming up, guys, everybody needs to grow food. We're going through a shortage, like a drastic shortage. We're in a grand solar minimum. Everybody needs to grow food. I don't care if you have it in buckets. I mean, you could even do something stupid like grow onions in an eaves trough like I did last year, my onion experiment. Put food in the ground, like now.
There you go. Well said, brother. All right, guys, we're going to call it. I appreciate y'all for hanging out, man. Like I said, let's support this brother. Let's stay supporting our brothers and sisters up north, man, and stay on it. So have a good day, y'all.
Don't believe what you're seeing on mainstream media.
There you go. Definitely not, man. All right.
All right. Love y'all. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the other live chats.
Later, man.
Sayonara, sucker.